second take for you guys. The other one?
Hi, everyone. Thank you again for joining us tonight. I hope you enjoyed your meal. My name is Kelly. I am the assistant director and stage manager for our show, The Jury Has Spoken. Just a quick reminder tonight that we will be selling 50/50 tickets and door prize tickets at the first intermission if you did not get a chance to do so during dinner. Please remember there's no flash photography, as well as to please turn off or silence your phones as to not to disrupt the actors. Please pay attention to who you think the murderer is, because at the second intermission we will be taking your guesses, and if you are correct, there are 6 potential winners to win a little prize. The Green Room players, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and I would like to let everyone know we are dedicating tonight's show to Kat Hall Oker. You've been with us for way too many years, and you're stuck with us forever. You're not leaving. We love you. So thank you so much, guys. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to tonight's finale, where we will crown the winner of Survivor Season 38.5, Killer Instinct. But before we do that, let's take a look at where the season started.
Oh, by the poached swivel tomatoes. I fear the turbulence of a medicine hat. Miss Benson, it's my sacroiliac.
Oh, goody, we have a rhyming grammar contestant. It's on the beach for Nana in her own cabana.
A cabana on the beach. Does that come with a pool boy? Which door is that behind?
Does she know what show she's actually on? I don't think she knows what planet she's on.
Where's Drew Carey hiding? I'm ready to come on down.
Should we follow her?
She looks like an easy boat off the island to me.
Oh, silly! Are you talking strategy already? We're not even on the final flight to Fiji yet!
And has anyone else noticed we're taking a strange route to Fiji? I'm pretty sure that was the North Atlantic Ocean I saw at the plane's window.
Genius, boy. Unless somebody changed Canada's geography around, I think that was the St. Lawrence Seaway.
Good one, bro. Might as well start putting the Brainiac contestants in their place early.
Has it ever occurred to you that there are 2 sides to a plane? I was looking towards the east.
Who cares how we get there? I am just ready for some time on the beach. Alone. Before any of you jocks get the idea that I need your company.
I'd rather cuddle up with a snake.
Snakes? I've heard there's poisonous snakes on Fiji. But the show wouldn't send us anywhere really dangerous, would they? I mean, contestants dying is probably a bad idea, right?
Well, it might be bad for the contestants, but I'm sure a little death would be good for the ratings.
You know, there are actually all sorts of poisonous things on Fiji. Native plants are kind of a hobby of mine, so I've taken the initiative of doing some research into the local flora and fauna of the island. There are quite some interesting and intoxicating substances.
And there's lots in the sea too. We got sea snakes, jellyfish, stingray, crown of thorns, cone shells, sea urchins, and my personal all-time favorite aquatic creature, the moray eel.
You have a favorite Fijian fish? How lame can you get?
You don't know?
You planning on naming one Nemo? Or what about shark bait? Hoo ha ha!
With eels, you'll be safe as long as you remember one simple rule. No hand in holes. I don't think anyone on the cast wants to put their hands in any of your
Excuse you!
Good one, bro. You look like one of those Brady types, but you might be fun to keep around for a laugh.
I just plan on keeping my hands out of the ocean altogether. I mean, too much seawater is bad for your skin. It does absorb acne-causing bacteria. Oh, not that I've ever had an issue with acne, of course.
Does anyone know when we get on the next plane? There's only so much you can do in the Charlottetown airport. We've already taken a selfie with Bessie the cow and got a snack at Budley's.
Yeah, that's about all that passes for culture on this island. Well, unless we have time to take in Anne and Gilbert, the musical, that is.
Lord save us from the girl from Avonlea.
Is Avonlea a local plant?
I looked it up on Google once. I don't remember what it said though. Something about Saskatchewan, I think.
Fairness compels me to inform you that you are mistaken and being quite inequitable to the lovely Prince Edward Island and its rich culture and ecosystems. It also holds some of our world's best beaches, including red, pink, and even singing sands. For a sand to sing, it has to be spherical and shaped 0.1 to 0.5 millimeters in diameter. Of course, the very nature and composition
My God,
of the
do you
sand
ever
itself
shut
is...
up? You are like a walking, talking Discovery Channel.
Now, sweet pet. Nobody looks forward to spending 39 days with someone who makes them feel as if their face is sucking a lemon and there's sand in the crack of their underpants, like all the time. Does anybody know if there's a bar in this airport? And that one. Oh, great.
This show's casting is straight out of Fast Seasons. I mean, so far I've identified the slightly demented grandma, the know-it-all brainy nerd. Can't forget Mr. Boy Braun doing curls with his carry-on and Little Miss Perfect hair and makeup. I'm sure the rest of you will fit into the missing categories quite nicely.
Hey, there's 4 of us she didn't mention. Why don't we make an alliance? Final 4, right here.
I'm in, bro.
Why not? What a bunch of losers! You can't make an alliance right now. We don't even know each other's names, let alone what tribe we're gonna end up on. But it will be my great pleasure to beat each and every single one of you and take home that sweet $1 million prize.
Oh, be quiet, mean girl. Nobody wants the mean person to win. I mean, remember Russell Hantz? He burned Jason's socks And after that, no one would give him $1 million.
All right, if we're talking Survivor villains that should have never won, Jerry from Australia has to be way up on the list.
Yeah, that one.
Hey, look, there's a big plane. That must be ours. Anyone know what gate we're at?
We came in through gate 3. Hey, is that someone from the show?
Survivor. As you may have noticed, we have taken a detour and are not in Fiji. We are in a place that is much different from our previous 38 seasons. This is a place where you are in a constant
This is what happens when they get budget cuts.
state of danger. There's a sea with the
Come on. Where are we?
deadliest crustaceans, killer tide,
Killer Tide Pods,
What?
So 2016. Killer Tie-Dye, Killer Tigers.
and sharp and jagged rocks. That doesn't compare to the land, where there are abandoned lighthouses that are said to be haunted. Foxes and coyotes are always active in the area, and the locals are so incredibly friendly that
That.
some of them might even be serial killers.
Oh, that's scary.
Anything could hurt you or kill you out here, from poisonous drinking water to geese pooping in your rice supply. Or even something as silly as ingesting any plant life because you find meat to be too sacred. If you haven't figured it out by now, this season of Survivor takes place in the very damned location of Prince Edward Island.
What?
As you may have also noticed, there are only 9 of you this season as opposed to our usual 18. This is due to the fact that we want to make Survivor
You want to make Survivor what?
Probably poor.
a way more intimate game with way less people and have
And has what? Has what?
This is what happens when
absolutely nothing to do with our show's ratings hitting so low that we can only afford fuel for one private plane. But we did make sure to get a variety of contestants to cause drama. I mean, to make sure we have an entertaining and thoroughly strategically played out season. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Survivor, season 38.5, Killer Instinct. Rights for Survivor, Killer Instinct. As set by a flip of a coin. Waldo, you go first.
Thank you, Jeff. I would like to extend my appreciation to the jury members. Each one of you played an indispensable role into what was my brilliant success strategy to make it to the final 2. My game plan was to use my brilliant intelligence and superior intellect to help us survive our Survivor experience. I was a loyal player and stuck with my alliances from day 1, right up until they no longer served me well. That's the game of Survivor. I had to work my hardest to outwit, outplay, and outlast all of you. And you didn't make it easy. In summation, I respect you all. Well, all of you except Charlotte. And I hope you can respect the game I played. I hope you give me your vote tonight.
Well, Waldo just laid out a classic case of jury management by sucking long and hard. Jordan, you ready to make your case? What tried and true method of social manipulation have you got planned?
Well, I wouldn't put it that way, Jeff. Jury, my friends, as you know, I've played a physical game. I was the tribe's provider. I built our creature comforts. Yes, Waldo may have said not to put the Poopatorium 5G next to the water supply. But don't forget, I was the one who built the seat that you were on, praying for some thunder from down under. My king king-size shelter bed with the warming pit in the middle kept us warm and dry all season long. Until it caught on fire. Waldo may have been the know-it-all who said not to build it in the middle of the dry creek bed that flooded on day 15, but that would have been very handy during the fire. I helped myself and my alliances pass every tribal council and won personal immunity 5 times in a row to get me to the final 4. In summary, I played the game the only way I know how. Hard. I hope my performance has earned your vote tonight.
Thank you, Jordan, for the eloquent, or at least what counts as eloquent on reality television. Luckily, we share a time slot with Keeping Up with the Kardashians, so the bar isn't set too high. The power over your fate now shifts to the jury. And just like past seasons, the jury is a combination of borderline psychosis and narcissism. Bear, your mental issues are fairly transparent. Why don't you get us started?
Jordan, you were my homeboy from day one. What I want to know is how things get so turned around that I was the first to get voted off the island. Even though it was only 7 days together. Dude, I thought our testosterone bond went deeper than that.
Bear! Bro!
Bro?
Yeah.
Don't toy with me calling me that. I loved you. And you betrayed me. We bonded when we built that shelter together. We even cuddled naked. In a totally not gay way. The night that fire went out. Dude, I've never done that with another man before. You even said we were in the perfect state of bromeostasis.
We were!
Sure. That was only until you blindsided me at the first tribal council meeting. You have no idea the hell I've been going through having breakfast at the Ponderosa with Jeff Hose. Trust me, the dirt and bugs at camp are better company.
Hey, be nice.
Oh, stick it in your cargo shorts, pretty boy. You and me got some healing to do before we can be like we once were. Even though I'm a big, dumb jock, I got feelings. And you hurt them. Maybe me and you and Jack Daniels can work this out sometime. Waldo, I don't got nothing for you. You were a nerdy pain in the back seat this whole time. All this time talking stupid strategy when the game should have been a battle of the strongest. Everything you did for the tribe because of your super brain, we would have got done eventually. I hate that you made it to the final too. I hope you choke on your bow tie, you pencil neck freak.
Well, it's always good for ratings to have a jury that doesn't bother to hide their thinly veiled contempt. I would say the person coming up next would be enlightening, but my mother told me to never lie. And since she watches this show, I'm up. Ethel May. Ethel May!
What? Is that you, Drew? Oh, it's only you, Jeff. What a disappointment.
Ethel May,
What?
it's time for you to address the final 2.
Well, why didn't you just say that, for heaven's sake? They say women talk too much. Ha! I haven't met a man yet that didn't what? did enjoy wagging his jawbone for hours on end. It's almost enough to drive one to murder.
And I'm feeling threatened by a little old lady. Ethel May, can you please focus on the task at hand?
Waldo and Jordan. Well, you're here. However long we went on this blighted island, I've seen the two of you debase and degrade all human decency and morals you had. I'm sure your mothers will be proud. So to earn my vote tonight, possibly the front cover, I need you to give me a straightforward, truthful answer.
Front cover of, what?
I don't pay attention to that. Old ladies say stupid things all the time. Everybody knows that. Focus on my question. In 20 words or less, give me one word that describes your survivor's experience.
Challenging.
Constipating.
Thank you.
Well, part of my job as host is to add color and texture to Survivor's commentary. I'm gonna need a drink before I can colorize that one. Now for something completely different. Florence? Florence, it's time for you to address the final two.
Address them to where? Surely the two of them would make quite a hefty package. We'd probably have to put holes in the box for them. Ooh,
Florence.
and maybe a tray.
Florence.
Oh, and probably a few snacks.
Whoa! I need you to focus on this reality.
This reality. May I inquire as to which reality this one is? It seems that I have quite an available assortment at my option. Oh, for example, in this one, there are lavender bunny rabbits that are super fluffy. Wouldn't you say that bunny is just the most perfect shade of purpleness?
All right, hey. Stay on planet Earth, Space Cadet. Okay? You, hey, look at me. Hey, look at me. You are at the final tribal council of Survivor Killer Instinct. It's time for you to ask a question to the final two, Waldo and Jordan, before the jury votes to give one of them $1 million prize.
Oh, that kind of an address.
There you go.
Well, that's something totally different. It's a good thing, too, because all I had for litter was shredded up newspaper. And I feel like people of their magnitude might need a little something bigger. Gentlemen, the two of you have worked long and hard to get here and stabbed many of us in the back along the way. But what was most upsetting was your mischaracterization of my botanical explorations. However, with the help of my spirit guide, Master Todius Maximus, I have been brought to inner peace. Master Todius teaches us that what you do follows you, so do not leave a pile of turd for other people to step in. D-Bay, Master Todius' wisdom always hits me right here. Now, it is clear the two of you have not listened to Master Todius and have therefore left a pile of turd blossoms for the rest of us to step in. Tisk, tisk. However, with the help from a local cannabis crop from a few fields over, I have decided to base my vote tonight on a binary question of humanity, so that I may peer into your souls, so that I may strip away any...
Whoa, Flo! No, look at me. I think it's time for you to stop telling us about the question and start asking it.
Oh, so sorry, I do tend to drone on a bit. It's just that the English language is so interesting. And I'm always looking to refine my
CBS
initial
does not
thoughts.
pay me enough for this. Florence,
Yeah.
you have 10 seconds to ask your question or you go sit down, okay? 1, 2,
Cats or dogs?
Dogs?
Cats.
Thank you.
well, I think. Well, I thank you, Florence, but I don't want to risk supplying positive reinforcement for your behavior. All right, Jenny, you're up.
Hey guys, so you made it to the final two. Well done, you. But along the way, you burned bridges, and I don't think either of you understand. But your jury is pissed. Not a good thing when you want us to give you $1 million. And if there was a way to vote for Jeff Host, we totally would. Because each and every one of us doesn't despise him.
Hey, what did I do?
You put us on this stupid island in the first place.
Yeah, but you cut something up for it.
Hey! Well, isn't this troubling? May I remind all of you that you all signed an ironclad contract, and assigning me blame for any of this is misplaced at best and life-threatening at worst.
Hollywood phony.
All right, I think this has gone on long enough. Ginny, do you have anything constructive you want to say to Waldo and Jordan?
That I do. So, this whole season has been about the Day 1 Brains and Bronze Alliance killing off these so-called loser alliance. What I want to know is which one of you named my alliance the group of Ethel May, Charlotte, Florence, and myself, the loser alliance. And before either of you think about lying, remember, the jury has had 3 long, beautiful days with Venus, and she isn't happy with either of you.
We're sorry, Ginny. We never meant to hurt your feelings. That was never the idea.
He's telling the truth fairly. We didn't mean to cause you any emotional distress.
Oh, I see. You meant loser as a term of endearment?
Yeah.
Oh, Jordan, look at my sweet little losers. Look at them as they prance around. Won't they be cute as we vote them off one by one?
I believe the plural would be loser own eye.
I don't care, Waldo. I may not be in Mensa like you, but I'm not a dumb bunny either.
Bunny?
Why'd you say bunny?
You have a bunny too? What's it say?
Florence, shush.
Florence? You named your bunny after me? That's so sweet. I'm touched.
Touched is absolutely the way I would describe Florence.
But we should probably name it something different so we don't get the two of us confused. Ooh. How about Flowy Bun Bun? Oh, that'd be so awesome. We can play hopscotch and we can drink tea and eat carrots and go.
Ginny, the specific origins of the loser alliance terminology seems to have escaped my memory. I do recall that on the first evening, Florence and I were sitting around the fire. Jordan and I just cleansed the forest floor for her after she made it very apparent she wouldn't let us retire until we had. I do recall after that a strange lethargy.
Yeah. Flo said that we shouldn't move out of the fire smoke because it would interrupt the flow of chi in and I stole some of our mom's brownies. Yeah, it was a real couch lock experience. You know, in the couch. Man, that night was only 39 days ago, but it's all just so hazy.
Indeed, my memory of the evening is veiled in obscurity as well. I do recollect that at one point we both experienced a sustained, spontaneous, intense bubbling of mirth.
Let me see if I've got this right. You two helped Florence clean up the forest floor. She burned what you collected, and it gets you both stoned out of your ever-loving gourds. Then you get the giggles, you happy, and you decide to name your opponents the Losers Alliance. Oh, well played, gentlemen, so very well played. I am humbled before your strategic minds. Now, unfortunately for me, I have to vote for one of you. You see, Jeff here has informed us that we may only vote for one of you. No write-ins and no spoiled ballots. It's a shame. See, the jury thought that Kat, the writer of this play, was a shoo-in for the win. Yeah.
Ginny, apart from the barely felt, half-hearted, sham apologies we have offered, is there anything we can do for you?
Yes, actually. All three of you can expire on the spot. Yep.
Well, as disturbing as it was, glad it's over. Somehow I doubt the next jury member will even move us in a positive direction. Charlotte, it's your turn.
Thank you, Jeffrey. How kind of you to call on me. How unfortunate that I do not have a blowgun to kill you with.
Take it out on the game, Charlotte, not the moderator.
Oh, is that what passes for sassy in that tiny little brain of yours? Makes me wonder about the size of other parts of you.
Charlotte, do you have anything you want to say to Waldo and Jordan? If not, I invite your backside to hit the boards. Don't mind the splinters. I'll boo you.
Manners. King Joffrey Baratheon manners. You must always mind your manners. It helps inform people to which class of society you belong, or in your case, pretend to belong. Now for some fun. Waldo, I find you boring and pedantic in the extreme. Multiple times I was seized by this overwhelming urge to grab my ears, wrench them from my head, and stuff them down your throat so that I would no longer have to hear the pile of dog dew you spew on a daily basis. I don't care if you are from a long line of pencil pushers all the way back to the very first pencil. I would rather you were deceased and ended the line of pencil pushing nerds right here. Now, thankfully for me, I survived my high school years in a private, residential, all-girls school with 174 girls all on the same menstrual cycle for 4 years. You learn that revenge is best preceded by patience. Unless what you have planned involves live vermin, then it's always best to get things over and done with quickly before anything gets loose. Jordan, putting up with you and your twin Cheeto head over here was truly one of the lowlights of my Survivor experience. As for your outhouse, the Poopatorium 5G, every time I played Russian Toilette, I was bearing down using your face as inspiration. That, I must vote for one of you, is truly one of the great injustices of this world. However, the blame for my suffering can be laid at the feet of one Jeff Host, executive producer of this island of misfit toys. Rest assured, Jeffrey, that a reckoning is in your future.
Okay, again, what did I do?
Oh, hush, dear one. Someone with some intelligence is speaking. Listen closely, you might learn a new word or two. Waldo, Jordan, to win my vote tonight, you must drop the nice guy act. Tell me which blind side, which lie, or which bit of outright nastiness made your heart secretly sing and brought a smile to your ugly faces. I'm warning you. I demand your complete and utter honesty. If I get even a whiff of bull cookies from either one of you, I will shut you down and vote for your opponent. Eeny, meeny, miny, Waldo. You seem to enjoy the sound of your own voice most of all, so why don't you get us started?
I would thank you, Charlotte, but that would not be an appropriate or accurate reflection of my feelings towards you, and I have pledged to maintain honesty in the highest order in this endeavor.
Words are falling out of that hole in your face, but they aren't making any sense.
Well, aren't you a charming girl, Charlotte? The only form of treachery that gave me any satisfaction in this game was arranging for your expeditious departure. The sense of relief I got that I no longer had to endure your sense of entitlement or constant complaining was an absolute joy, as was every day not spent in your presence. In summary, you are repulsive and gross in the extreme, and a daily waste of oxygen and sunshine.
Well, well, well. Looks like the little nerd finally found his brass balls. Too little, too late? Maybe. Jordan, same question.
Venus. Yeah, it was when we blindsided Venus at the last tribal council. I don't mean anything by it. She's a real nice girl and all, but it always bothered me. She was always riding on our coattails. She never did anything for herself other than pose and look pretty. Yeah, our decision to not tell Venus we were gonna vote her out, that was my big blindside move. And yeah, it felt pretty good.
Interesting answers, gentlemen. I would say best of luck, but we all know I'm being totally insincere.
Jordan, you're up next.
Waldo, Jordan, if I couldn't make it to the final tribal 2, I'm glad that you two guys did. But I want to know what happened to the plan at the Final Four Alliance. We talked for 39 days about sharing the final 3 breakfasts together, and then I'm voted off. How did the beauty queen eye candy over here get on instead of me? Waldo, I want to hear from you first.
Intriguing that you've chosen me to give the first response instead of your twin. Jordan, this may not be easy to hear, but it is true and can be verified by Venus if so desirous. Your brother's blindside of you in the Final Four was a demonstration of his loyalty to me. I suspected that he was going to screw me in the end to make it an all-twin finale. So I gave him a choice. Acquiesce and vote you out, or Venus and I would deadlock and cause us all to draw rocks. Your brother did the math and figured that the odds were more favorable in his direction if he eliminated you a little bit earlier than intended.
Oh, doesn't it hit you right in the heart when family screws each other over? Where's my Kleenex?
Jordan, is Waldo telling the truth? You voted against me? What happened?
Yeah. Well, you see, he threatened, like he said, to tie up the vote. And I figured that you would want me to take the best chance I had to, so that one of us could win the $1 million prize. Forgive me?
Well, absolutely nothing wrong with that family conversation. Venus, since you were the last person voted onto the jury, you get the final say.
Hi guys. I guess I should say congratulations on making it to the final two. But I've spent the past 3 days sitting at Ponderosa trying to figure out why I'm not where you are right now. On day 1, I had a final 2 agreement with both of you. And yet, I'm on the jury, and you're over here. So I want to know, when did you decide to start lying to my face? When did you decide to just use me and throw me away like a soiled bit of tissue?
Venus, it wasn't like that. At least not for me.
Oh, cut the crap, Jordan! I heard you say you enjoyed voting me out because I rode on your coattails.
Well, you did.
Well, what other game could I play? Not all of us are challenge beasts. What else could I do except use my body and hope the guys kept me around? Do you think I enjoyed playing the hapless female?
Actually, I do, Venus. As a matter of fact, I think you told us one evening sitting around the fire. It was right after you inhaled some of Florence's incense.
Oh, and I say busted! Venus tried playing the I'm sexy and I know it game and got caught. Poverty shallow, you aren't.
Well, screw you, Jeff. And screw you too, Waldo. You know what? Screw all men.
Thank you, Venus. However disturbing an experience that was. We have now heard from every member of the jury who I urge to seek therapy. Oh God, and quickly. And with that, it is time to vote. Bear, you go first.
I can't stay mad at you, bro. I'm glad it's you taking home the grand prize. Take me for a ride in your new truck.
Florence. decision is final. The person with the most votes will win Survivor Season 38.5 Killer Instinct. I'll read the votes. First vote, Waldo. Jordan. Jordan. Waldo. We are tied. 2 votes Waldo, 2 votes Jordan. Waldo. That's 3 votes Waldo, 2 votes Jordan, 2 votes left. Jordan. That is 3 votes Waldo, 3 votes Jordan. One vote left. No, I'm good.
That's not a name. Okay. Did you sit down?
Oh, winner! The ceiling from is
38.5. Oh my god! Is he? Okay, he's still going. Is he?
All right, and that is our first intermission. Our first intermission is 10 minutes long. The bar is now open. I like rum and coke. And just to let you all know, the washrooms are over there, but we are live streaming today, so please watch your step. Hi, Mom. To not hit our live stream. Thank you so much.
I
from Assassin's Creed?
Just my luck. Another stellar comedian. Truly, it is my deep sorrow, but we don't need you. We have Robin Williams now. Let's start this again. Behold, I am the heavenly angel, come to collect your expired soul and take you on a journey to the eternal great beyond. So shake your bloodless badonk-a-donk and let's vamoose.
Wait. I'm dead? Me. Dead. Like, dead?
Wow, you're a regular Stephen Hawking, aren't you? Bet you weren't a live wire when you were, alive.
I'm dead? Wait, how did I end up dead? That wasn't in the episode script.
Oh, I'm fairly certain we're off script now. Let me get the details for you. You were grotesquely murdered in something called a tribal council. Caused quite a stir. Will be televised to millions in about 3 months or so. The death scene alone should guarantee good ratings. Is that enough information? I have a schedule to keep. The afterlife isn't hanging around waiting for you to show up, you know.
Yes, it is. Wait, no, it isn't. Wait a minute. I can't go. You said I was murdered, and I want to know who murdered me. I'm not going anywhere until I find out. I demand justice.
Why? Why me? Why do I always end up with the obstinate cadavers? Jesus Christ. Creepers, it's cold out there today. Brr.
Thank you, Angel Bob. The correction is appreciated.
Who was that?
The boss, aka the language police.
Are you saying, G-O-D?
G-O-D? Seriously? You don't think God can spell? That rates right up there with people who lip sync hymns in church. Silly buggers like God doesn't know you're tone deaf.
No, what I mean is, so that was him.
Them.
Pardon?
Not him, them. My goodness, you humans are a bizarre bunch. You can have a deep, faithful connection to a loving God, but you will want to peek under the robes and check for boy or girl bits. The kooky monotheistic concept of a singular entity listening to and acting upon the prayers of people at various sporting endeavors has never been accurate. How would the winner be chosen? Whichever fans makes the most prayer wins, American Idol style? What's the cutoff for accepting application? Halftime? What about Hail Mary's passes? Aren't those a time-honored tradition? And as for the appellation designation for spiritual entities, we say them, because indeed they are. Can we go now? I'm way behind on my itinerary.
Go? Heck no, I won't go.
Aw, cute, you rhyme. Got any other stupendous abilities? I can whistle. The mouthful of saltine crackers. If you ignore a few crumbs on the high notes.
Wait a minute. Go where?
Well, that depends.
On what, how many times I've been to church? Well, I only ever went during the big holidays, but I do have a Jesus is my homeboy t-shirt. No? Wait, what about my dog? She loves me, that's gotta be worth something. What if I give to charity? My accountant got me doing that early in my career. Saved me a buttload on taxes. Nothing? What if I spread the good word? I can't count the amount of nights I spent sharing meaningful memes to my followers on Facebook and Instagram. Oh, and I faithfully set my thoughts and prayers after every mass shooting.
Oh, you're from that country. Well, rest assured, we'll be having a conversation about that. What I want to know is how I always end up with the obstinate cadavers with authority and anxiety issues of all the God-forsaken...
Angel Bob, that is not an appropriate language choice. This is becoming a reoccurring theme. Is an intervention required?
No, not at all, boss. This recent bit of carry-on has been trying my patience on what's already been a vexing day. I'll say a novena or two sometime this week to atone for it. No worries, I've got this under control. No need to worry.
Proper decorum would be appreciated. After all, without decorum, what would the universe be? A collection of rabble-rousing deities swilling around in the Milky Way, drinking gin like it is a cosmic hot tub. Quite a mess, and not at all seemly.
Tidiness is next to godliness.
Said no one ever, upon gazing at the state of your accommodations.
Do we have to do this in front of the newly departed? They're hard enough to handle as it is, and God only knows.
Indeed, we do.
Do what?
You said God only knows. We are confirming that, indeed, we do know all of it, including what you stashed under your bed last night instead of walking it over to the trash can. It is unfathomable to us why you struggle to understand the concept of all-knowing, all-seeing.
All pain in me.
Again, this grows tiresome. Perhaps some time on the assembly line would help you recall the proper propriety.
Assembly line? What does heaven manufacture?
Soul, stupid. What do you think? We have IKEA make them?
Although we did indeed steal their flat box everything and build it with an Allen key methodology.
It took us a while to devise the psychic version. Can't use any old Allen key. We have a proprietary socket. We couldn't take the chance that some nerd would invent it and trademark it before she even got here.
Wait a minute. All-knowing, all-seeing. Why don't we just ask G-O-D who killed me?
Again with the spelling. Did you die because someone dropped you on your head? I liked your kind a lot more when you had tails and hung upside down from trees. All you cared about back then was finding a ripe banana and a cuddly lady lemur.
Seriously? Look, if God is, well, if God are, if they're omnipresent, why don't we just get them to tell us what happened?
Because it's against the rules. What, you didn't expect heaven to have rules?
I don't know. Really do have a mean streak.
This job used to be so simple. But nowadays, it's all about the customer experience, and the good spirits help you if the defunct carcass you're picking up fills out a customer satisfaction card. Those things are pure cow patties. I mean, who is ever going to be satisfied that they've just kicked the bucket? I don't get very many people checking off the I've had the time of my life box. I'm just glad the boss hasn't taken up with Steve Jobs' ideas yet. I don't understand what incarnation heaven needs with a cloud infrastructure.
Are you always this worked up? I imagined angels being the epitome of serenity, where they're sitting on a cloud and they're wearing a toga and strumming a harp.
I have two things for you. One, do I look like a blasted cherub to you? And two, a toga? Really? Wow, I gather heaven isn't about to add a true fashionista. So let me get this right. You won't move along until you find out who murdered you?
Exactly.
Excuse me. Hey, boss. I have a favor to ask.
Yes?
Well, it seems this expired heap of remains over here has died under special circumstances, aka he was murdered.
We know. Remember, all-knowing, all-seeing?
Right, I keep forgetting that. Well, he refuses to move along until he finds out who did it to him.
Angel Bob, you are aware that asking us for the solution to a murder is not permissible?
Yes, but you know the recently deceased when they're getting used to the idea of being dead, obstinate and insistent that they still have human rights.
And you magical angel powers to assist his soul in reaching a solution?
Yes, I don't mean to rock the boat here, boss, but a dead-eye Dick isn't going to go quietly, and my last bunch of customer experience surveys have been in the toilet. I'd like to improve my performance scores by giving this one a super service.
As a loving and benevolent assemblage of omnipresent beings, always hopeful for your personal growth, we grant your request to assist the released soul of Jeff Host in resolving his exit from the living world. The full powers of the Heavenly Reality app have been restored to your phone. However, we must caution you against any misuse of your powers. You have stumbled in your dealings with released souls in the past. Future transgressions could result in a lengthy demotion to the soul assembly line.
Great. Thanks, boss. You would think a conversation with an omnipotent being would go a lot quicker. I mean, they know what I'm going to say.
What did they mean by past transgressions? What did you do?
Oh, nothing. I misplaced a couple of souls.
You're supposed to be our guide into the eternal afterlife. How could you misplace a soul?
It was just a little slip-up, really not that big of a deal. You see, they died right outside of the Rec Room Arcade at Masonville, and I was a few minutes early, so I slipped in for a quick round of Dance Dance Revolution. Oh, you should have seen it. I was killing it. High score of the day.
Well, what about the souls? You eventually found the souls, right?
When I came out, they had wandered off. Still haven't found them. But I swear I've been looking. They're probably shopping. You know, Masonville, there's something for everyone. If only you can find it. Meanwhile, my DDR scores have never been higher. I own the dance stage.
All right, don't take this the wrong way, but can I have my death assigned to another angel?
Sorry, Fred. Whissywig.
The name is Jeff, and Wellington Road what?
Whissywig. You've never heard of it? What you see is what you get. We just took that one from the computing industry.
Oh, God help me.
With something specific or the situation in general.
Sorry. So I didn't mean you so much as I meant the situation.
We would greatly appreciate it if you would refrain from casual blasphemy. It is both tiresome and repetitious. We hear quite enough of that from Canada's bedrooms when the Maple Leafs win Saturday night's hockey game. So let me assure you, next to no one confesses on Sunday morning.
Yes, sorry about that. Try my best.
I have to admit, it's a lot funnier seeing someone else deal with them. So, what do you need to see to solve your murder?
Well, what are the rules? Do you take me back in time to watch the murder take place? Can I rattle a few chains, maybe scare the poop out of the killer? What if I haunt someone to a state of madness until they confess?
Issues. Clearly you have issues. I'm limited on what I can show you. I completely forgot to charge my phone last night, so it's good for about 2 flashback scenes. The Heavenly Reality app will let me rewind and stop time, but the rules for expired souls, such as yourself, is you can only hear, not see yourself.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. If I were there, why can't, I see me?
If the audience will forgive a small fourth wall break, come over here to the edge of the stage. Look around. Look around. We're in a church basement in East London. Do you really think we have a special effects contract with Industrial Light and Magic?
No.
There is my bright boy.
I really do have a mean streak.
I'll add it to my confession list for Sunday. Can we get this investigation underway? What do you want to see first?
Well, take me to an immunity challenge. The one where the survivors choose to either compete or eat. I was running late that day, so I wasn't there for the food delivery or the challenge setup. Now I'm wondering if the catering or setup crew were in cahoots with the survivors to do me in.
I'd say rampant paranoia is playing keep away with your intelligence and good sense. But then again, you were just murdered.
Oh, thank you so much for your enthusiastic assistance.
You are very welcome, and rest assured I will do my utmost to make this a positive and pulseless experience for you. Let me know if there's anything, and I mean anything I can do to make your day.
I was just murdered. Somehow I doubt you're gonna make my day.
My point exactly. Get over here.
God.
Put your hand on my shoulder while I dial up the scene. If you're not close enough, my angel mojo might leave you behind. You're going to love the sound I downloaded for time travel. Here we are. Brought us in a little early. Didn't want to be late.
My head hurts too much to understand arriving early to view a scene from my past. Look, here comes the food delivery now. We use Chef Ruth from Ponderosa. The woman can cook, but you don't want to get on her bad side. If she thinks you sassed her, she'll have zero problems giving you a 3-day vacation on the toilet of despair.
Where by Gordon Ramsay's mushroom risotto are those two separate. Always hanging around the set, eating my food. Never truly helpful, just like the rest of the crew. There you are. Get over here and get this food. And are you chewing gum? And you think that's appropriate in our situation to inflict your masticating maw on the rest of us? Well, it's not. So get rid of it. Now. Now, where is that blue-shirted booby Jeff Host? I've a good mind to give him a piece of my mind for the special diet crap he puts me through every day. You just tell him, if he doesn't like my vegan life, gluten-free, imitation keto, no fat, no taste, mac and cheese, he can go eat boiled tree bark with the rest of the survivors at camp. I just don't know why the studio won't let me cook pufferfish for a challenge. Sure, a couple of survivors might not survive until I get the hang of it. But hey, that's not the game. You throw in a chance of imminent gruesome death in every episode, and people will tune in droves. Why are you still here? Get the food on. Do I have to tell you everything? Get the food on the table now. Go! I must see if any of the other survivors, find Jeff as irritating as I do. I wouldn't mind using one of them as a scapegoat and help get rid of Mr. New Age Hollywood. By the time I'm through, there's a lot of poisons in the sea. They don't all act quickly. So by the time I'm finished with him, Jeff will wish he had only earned an extended stay on an Anna Green Gables porcelain throne.
Wow! Your sunny personality seems to have made you a lot of fast friends with all you meet, eh?
I could have sworn I was one of the good guys. Well, Chef Ruth is a tad on the cranky side, but I never thought she would do anything serious to harm me.
Well, let's see what we can gather from this. At a minimum, the chef hates you enough to cause you an extended sequence of gastric distress. Anything else?
Do you get paid piecework by the soul? Because I'm getting the impression you're trying to rush this. I thought angels would be more attuned to justice.
Oh, that's because they didn't manage to kibosh all the statues of avenging angels. It was real popular around the Middle Ages to stick a sword in our hands. Truth be told, it was after a few big wars, and they had a lot of extra swords laying around. Couldn't turn them all into plowshares, I guess. My kind isn't really into swords and avenging. I'd much rather cuddle up in a blanket, slip on some fuzzy animal slippers, and see what's on Netflix.
Netflix. Really? Don't you think that's a little bit too close to Netflix? Aren't you afraid of a lawsuit?
No, our lawyers are pretty good, and it's kind of hard to beat our Supreme Court. You get it? Supreme Court.
Come on in, guys. Welcome to today's Immunity Challenge. Today you will have a chance to compete to win immunity, which will guarantee you another 3 days in this game. For today's challenge, you will be given a post with a stand on top of it, and on top of that stand is a wine glass. Your hands will be between the green and yellow lines for 20 minutes, and after that, your hands will go below the yellow line for another 20 minutes until that glass falls off. Last person standing will win immunity. Or if you're feeling confident in your alliances, you can choose to fill your belly on peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and take your chances at tribal council. So what will it be? The chance for guaranteed safety at the vote, or PB&J and soft drinks? Make your choice. All right, you've all made your choices. Jordan, Waldo, Jenny, if you let your wine glass fall, you are out of this challenge, and you have lost your chance at immunity. Everyone ready? This challenge is on.
How long does this crap go on for? I was really hoping these flashback scenes wouldn't be so time-consuming.
Oh, your sense of duty is overwhelming. Care to explain how a flashback to the past is consuming time in the now?
Look, Chuck E. Cheese, I've got room for about one more flashback scene, and as the Grail Knight and Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade would say, choose wisely.
I'm getting the impression that you watch a lot of movies in heaven. Doesn't everyone get fat from, like, all the movie munchies?
Oh, the best thing about heaven, you can't gain weight. No spiritual being really needs to eat. It's a nasty leftover habit from being alive. Add to that, being a chef is a dangerous job. So we're adding a chef or two daily, and mostly they just want to keep on cooking, which makes it our sacred duty to consume all they produce. It's a tough job, but someone's got to do it. So where to next, Lucky Lou?
My name is Jeff. G as in Jeff. E-O-F-F. Okay, it's a simple name. Next, I want to see, a campfire conversation. It happened about 6 days after the merge. We don't have great audio from the campfire. The wind off the ocean just comes in and it drowns them out. Well, now that I'm dead, I have a feeling something suspicious was said, so can you take me there?
Yes, but I should caution you that being dead tends to color your perceptions of past experiences with the living, especially if you've been murdered.
Oh, really? You think?
Here we are. I guess I should say when we are. So what are we checking out in this recent slice of history?
I don't know. Okay, I'm following my gut. I had the strangest feeling all season. I knew a couple of the contestants. It was the Ginger twins. I just don't know from where. I meet a lot of people at conventions, but this seems different somehow.
Oh, I don't see the twins as being much of a threat. My money is on the chef. H.E. double toothpicks. That woman was intense. I mean, she even talked about poisoning you. I know you're new to being dead and all, but most people don't talk about poisoning other people.
H.E. double toothpicks.
Oh, give me a break. I'm just trying to stay on their good side.
And we approve of your efforts.
Hey, thanks, boss. It's always nice to get instant positive feedback.
Don't you find it a little unnerving when they just tune in and comment?
All-knowing, all-seeing, they are always there. Boy, you were at the top of your graduating class at Harvard now, were you?
Hey, be nice. All right, now can we get back to our reason for being here?
Right,
My
you are,
murder, the
Sherlock.
campfire conversation?
Right, you are, Sherlock. Shall I start them up?
It'd be greatly appreciated by my tired and weary soul.
to infinity and beyond.
Florence, would you please enlighten me as to what that was you threw in the fire?
Oh, just a little something. I found on my morning foraging walk with Ginny. Did you know that she used to spend the summer on the island at her grandmother's place?
Yeah, it was a regular grandma having crochet crap everywhere. Hey, did you know that when I was a little girl, she used to put my hair into pigtails and put a straw hat on my head? And then she would charge the Anne of Green Gables tourists to take my picture? Mama, don't let your children grow up to be islanders.
Who cares? Certainly not I. How many more days of this bull poopy do we have to endure?
39 minus however many we've already been here, of course. You do the math.
That's funny. You think I've kept track? Why on earth would I exert myself? Sweat is best left to the menial people. There's, always plenty of those around.
We know, Charlotte, we're all beneath you and should bow to your pleasure. Well, suck it up, sister. Nobody's gonna take care of you.
Good one, twin.
You know, I've always wanted to ask you guys, are you like identical twins?
No!
Huh, good to know.
Charlotte, we have all heard how much you despise each and every one of us and Survivor in general. So why are you even here?
That's easy. Money, honey. Ugh, I need it, and CBS is practically giving it away. Simply never occurred to me that I would have to spend 30 plus days with a bunch of mental midgets on Prince Edward Island. In hindsight, I should have booked that Disney Bahamas cruise. A bunch of Queen Elsa lookalikes melting in the Bahamian sun would have been preferable to this.
And once again, Charlotte stuns us all into silence by her breathtaking lack of social skills and any other redeemable characteristic.
You weren't saying breathtaking because I was holding my breath, were you? Because I find it helps to hold the campfire smoke in your lungs for as long as possible. Yeah. You know, to really enhance the effects. You should try it sometime.
Are you ever straight?
No. I'm actually bi. I like boys and girls.
I thought we agreed you wouldn't do that anymore.
Oh, come on. Even Roger Rigor Mortis hates to lighten up. Can we talk about something else? Anything else, please?
Here, I will second that motion. All in favor? Good. Does anyone have any momentous event in their personal lives to save us from this awkwardness?
Once, when I was 17, I was involved in a horrific, high-speed paddle boat crash. It involved my paddle boat, the DeMilo, a vintage 1976 Camaro red, I think, a Harley-Davidson motorcycle, and Farmer Moobie's prize steer, Guinevere.
Oh no! Guinevere survive? Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, thank the good spirits. That would have been like super upsetting if you hadn't.
Really? This is what you pass off as reality TV? And people watch this schlock? She's so stupid.
Be nice, all right? We spend a lot of time getting the cash right each season.
You suck. Let me remind you how bad.
You suck.
Once, when I was 17, I was involved in a horrific high-speed paddle boat crash. It involved my paddle boat, the DeMilo, a vintage 1976 Camaro red, I think, a Harley-Davidson motorcycle, and Farmer Movies prize steer Guinevere.
Oh no! Scary stories give me nightmares. Tell me, quick, did you and Guinevere survive? Or did you?
Yeah.
Oh, thank the good spirits. That would have been like super upsetting if you hadn't.
Look, Charlie, I think we've scraped all the pearls of wisdom out of this can of tuna. I've got room for about one more flashback scene, so why don't we head back to the scene of your death? The detectives of the movies that I watch seem to pull out a lot of stock in doing that.
All right. I mean, I guess so. Can't really think of anything else that would help.
Oh, where's my happy little dead guy?
Shut up.
Brighten up, Benjamin. You've already died today. What's the worst that could happen? All right, and that is our second intermission. Again, it is 10 minutes long. And as a last note, if you could please write on your sheets who you think the murderer is. I will be coming around in a minute to guess your votes.
Yeah. My first instinct. The Reverend's daughter.
Technical difficulties. One moment, please.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Well, here we are. Back at the beginning. Or should I say, your ending.
Really, there's no need to be mean about this. After this whole experience, I fully understand your low customer satisfaction rating.
Oh, don't be such a constipated cow, Chester. We need to get a move along. To the Heavenly Holiday Inn, dude. They have free Wi-Fi.
No! I'm not going anywhere, okay? I was murdered!
Oh, come on, Stephen Snowflake. You aren't feeling all melty, are you? We have been at this all night. I just want to go home, cuddle up with a glass of heavenly hot
I've seen all the clues. I just need to watch the reactions to my death, and then I can put it all together.
All right. Geoff.
Oh, God.
Act 3 it is. Move along. Give the paying audience a chance to see it too.
Oh my gosh, how dare it!
Quiet!
Someone call medical.
As we were informed ahead of time, the final tribal council set has been sealed for the next 2 hours. However, I am well acquainted with the show's rules, and it states that in case of the death of the host on any season, the season shall be called due to death, and all votes shall be cast null and void. So instead of engaging in caterwauling and excess yowling, I suggest we apply logic and reason to the situation to determine what has happened. Yes, Flo, you have something to share?
Looks like Flo's been sampling some of the local vegetation again.
Florence Airlines is now in service. And our motto is, the higher we go, the better the trip.
In this season of simpletons, why didn't I win?
Stick a cork in it, Charlotte. After 39 days, all of us are sick of listening to your stupid face. You had no chance of winning, and yes, all of us lied. No one was going to take you to the final 2.
Says the selfie-obsessed beauty queen who has as much trouble remembering what show she's on as Ethel May.
Did someone say my name? Should I come on down? I'm ready to. Where did I put my wine?
Can I go now? I don't see any point in hanging around if we're not going to read the last ballot and find out who won.
I don't think it's a wise idea for anyone to go anywhere right now. It seems fairly certain that this was no accident. I believe it was
Dun,
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 dun.
murder. And what may be even more disturbing is I think the killer is still amongst us, ready to strike again.
Don't you make any other noises?
Aren't you being a little heavy-handed?
No, I don't think so. Music makes everything more dramatic. I can't even imagine what the sinking of the Titanic would have been like without the brave band playing as it sunk beneath the waves. Truly poetic.
We're all done with the dramatics. I have solved the dastardly death of one Jeff Host.
You have?
Yes, my superior intellect and keen attention to detail has made the solution, if you'll pardon the pun, dead easy.
Forgive my skepticism, Charlotte, or don't, which I hasn't isn't based on your gender, but in your most odious of personalities.
Oh, living 30 plus days with Bill Nye the Science Guy, bow tie and all, has been torture. You think you're so smart, but none of you noticed Ethel May was leaving secret messages in her wine bottles all season long. She even kept it up at Ponderosa after she was voted off. That is textbook suspicious behavior. Therefore, she must be the killer.
Okay. But how did she kill him? I mean, Jeff wasn't bludgeoned to death with a wine bottle, huh?
Do I need to spoon feed the whole solution to you? Yeah. She's a spy.
Oh, yeah.
Spies kill
mean you did it, Miss Ethel? But why?
No, my sweet iron pumpkin dumpling. I didn't kill anyone. I'm not a spy. I'm just a reporter for the Daily Sensational Weekly Evening Tabloid.
Wait. The Daily Sensational Weekly Evening Tabloid. Doesn't something seem kind of off about that name to you?
I think they're like trying to be funny. It's a play on words, you know. Sensational. Get it?
Survivor has always been careful about not their season story not leaking out before the live finale. But my newspaper got me on the show, and I leave stories in wine bottles on the beach, and all the survivors.
So, you left your empty stories on the beach in your empty wine bottles, and someone from your tabloid just happened to pick them up?
I assume so. I haven't seen anybody around, but they disappear like clockwork every day, same time.
Ethel May, are you aware of the natural phenomenon called high tide? Cleans the beach off every day.
Oh!
Maybe you could try doing like a squeal or something, you know, just to switch it up.
All in favor of moving on?
From Charlotte's ridiculous theory that Ethel May is 007.
007? Oh, I felt so dangerous for a moment.
Look, I don't know much about investigating, but don't you think we should take a look at the body?
Oh! You'll need gloves. I have gloves.
Better watch out. Next thing you know, she'll be prancing around, throwing gloves everywhere.
Been there, done that.
I'll take one, Venus. Thank you. Missing some feet.
Weird.
There's also a substance on Jeff's lips here that matched the substance on a bunch of the ballots back here. Does anyone know if Jeff Host normally wore lipstick?
Lipstick? Oh! Let me take a look. As a beauty blogger, I can identify 274 different types of lip treatments.
Why is there so many?
No, I don't think that's lipstick. It doesn't have any wax in it. A type of wax and an oil is the base to every lipstick.
I suspect poison of some sort.
Really? That's all you got?
So that's it then. You were poisoned. Can we
Okay.
go now?
Wait. Hold on a second. How come the rest of us didn't die? We all touched a ballot.
Questions. Why are there always questions with the living? It's so tedious.
Oh, your saintly dedication to solving my murder is touching. Not!
I wore gloves. I told you, no one but me ever seems to notice, but germs are everywhere. What you can't see can kill you.
Hey, stupid girl. You might want to shut your tie hole. You just implicated yourself. Maybe you were wearing gloves because you were handling poison and didn't want to die.
I'm having a lot of trouble believing that Venus Bell over here did this to me. I mean, she's too sweet. I didn't think she'd make the final cut for this season's cast, but there was a strangely localized rainstorm on the final day of casting, and
Well, the poor thing didn't have an umbrella, so she just came in, soaking wet. Looked like her white dress had just melted onto her body.
A wet t-shirt casting? Really? Venus got on the show because she showed you her 4-liter bags of Canadian milk?
It appears to be a natural substance. Which survivor would know PI fauna well enough to identify, search out, and properly process a plant to make a poison paste? Florence!
Florence!
If Jeff was killed by plant stuff, then Florence has to be the killer. That's perfect. I mean, that makes perfect sense.
I don't know. Thanks to Florence's College of Botanical Knowledge, she's only been marginally present all season. I'll see if I can bring her around. Could you get her a caffeinated coconut?
Do you really expect to get anything useful out of her? She's swinging harder in the breeze than Ethelmay's drawers on wash day.
Sorry. Flashback. As much as I normally have no use for the red-headed stepchild over there, she's right. Trying to get information from someone who is so high, she knows the names of the astronauts on the International Space Station, is a waste of time.
I think we can eliminate Bear, Ethel May, and Florence right off the bat.
What? Really? That's nearly half the jury. There's only 9 of us, and you already want to eliminate 4? Are you in a rush to get home?
Sounds like he's trying to take some of the heat off himself, bro. Sounds like something a murder suspect would do.
If you allow cooler and far more intelligent heads to prevail, I would remind you that Jeff and the jury members were the only ones in the voting booth. Therefore, Jordan and I couldn't have been the murderers because we didn't touch the ballots. Bear, Ethel May, and Florence can be eliminated due to the physical evidence. Their ballots aren't smeared with any toxic substance. Therefore, the voter must have voted after them to murder them.
Huh. Wait a second. So I didn't do it? That's sweet! Anyone want to share a spliff to celebrate?
Not being Yoli makes this a pretty good day. My parole officer is gonna be stoked.
Wow, this is some coconut. They should really make these in to-go containers. Ew. That doesn't look so good. Yo, twin brains. Major condolences on your dad fighting the big one. That's gonna be a epic bummer for you guys.
Your dad?
Yeah, his name's Richard. Lives in Glencoe. We call him Dick. But don't get me wrong, he's like a super nice guy.
No, not your dad. Their dad.
Huh? Yeah, what about him?
Exactly.
Okay.
Ah!
Look, I try not to judge, but you seem a little stressed out. You know, there are all sorts of things in nature that can really help with that. I highly recommend.
Allow me, Florence.
Yeah.
Earth Station to Florence, yeah. Stay into my frequency here. What were you saying about the twins' father?
Oh, the twins' father. Well, this is an epic big deal. didn't know, you'd still know, you know?
No.
No? Anywho, before they could reveal themselves at the final tribal council meeting, Jeff dies. Heavy family stuff, dude.
Jordan and Jordan, it seems that Florence has stumbled upon a powerful motive for you to murder your father.
No, like anyone would believe the stoner girl. She's so high.
The talking to her is like talking to trash on the side of the road.
This is starting to make sense to me now. It was rumored in the tabloid community that Jeff Host had a rare genetic condition, species gingermetics.
Species gingermetics. I've heard of that. It's a gene with a double recessive that causes all offspring to be born as gingers, even though neither parent were so inflicted. It's got a degree of difficulty of 3.5 with a 1.5 twist.
Remarkable. Their lack of height, their prominent nose, their dark hair confuse me. This will make an excellent scoop. I might even get a book deal out of it.
Oh, my. Looks like the dear old Ginny Weasley twins didn't their dear old dad for abandoning them at birth. How prosaic.
Well, this has all been very twisted. Can we go home now? Yes.
Not quite yet. What do you two have to say for yourselves?
How about...
We didn't do it?
Not quite sure what I was expecting. Perhaps something a little more eloquent, perhaps explanatory.
Look, you said it yourself. I wasn't on the jury, so I didn't cast a vote. And Jordan didn't do it. And even though it's none of your business, yes, Jeff Host was our father.
Mom never told him after she got pregnant with us when she met him in the bar that one night. And it's not like either one of us ever grew up to look anything like dear old dad.
I've been to plenty of Survivor fan conventions, and nobody's ever mistaken me for Jeff Host. Even when I wear a blue shirt, cargo shorts, and strike the pose.
So, to avenge your mother's lifelong suffering, you murdered Jeff Host.
No.
No, it was nothing like that.
Yeah.
We were planning on getting on the show, and then after one of us won the $1 million, confronting Jeff, so that he knew we weren't after him for his money.
Mom had one night of wonder with a Hollywood hottie and spent the rest of his life wondering whether to tell him about us. She never did.
Yeah, our plan was to meet with him privately and tell him who we were. We never meant for him to get harmed.
I'm not entirely convinced of Jordan's innocence. But let's look farther into the physical evidence. Florence,
Hi.
have you returned to this earthly realm enough to identify the substance used to kill Jeff Host?
Dad, he's not saying anything.
Looks like water hemlock. Nasty stuff. Won't kill you if you touch it, but you don't want to get it anywhere near an orifice.
An orifice.
Yeah, an orifice. An orifice.
same old. I'm here in PI trying to solve a murder.
That sounds like a fun way to spend a Saturday night.
Oh, it is. The thing that has me puzzled, though, is the murderer seems to have used water hemlock to kill the victim.
Huh. Water hemlock. Nasty stuff. Looks a lot like Queen Anne's lace. You can find it all over northern parts of the region and all over the island. It won't kill you if you touch it, but you don't want to ingest any of it, because it will cause seizures, then paralysis, and eventual death. Do you know your Shakespeare? Root of hemlock? It was called the insane root and mentioned by the witches. Double, boil and trouble, fires burning, hard and bubble.
So it appears that the murderer put water hemlock on the ballot, knowing that Jeff licks his lips before he opens every one, thereby ingesting the poison and causing his death? Utterly diabolical. But who did the dirty deed?
It's too bad no one saw what happened in the voting booth.
Oh, hi.
Hey, what's up? They can talk? I thought they were like the Avox from the Hunger Games. You know, with their tongues cut out? Mute. Man, those are some good books. Do you think they're ever gonna make them into movies?
How has your head not floated away yet like a runaway balloon? We obviously don't have our tongues cut out. The studio pays us to move set and keep scene continuity, not to flap our bloody gums. Trust me, had we been on the scene of Game of Thrones, there wouldn't have been a Starbucks cup in the shot.
Trust me, it's kind of like being married. There's a lot you'd like to say, but learn not to.
Huh. Waldo. Ooh, Waldo. Oh, that's fun too.
Yeah, Flo? Flo, we're in the middle of trying to solve a murder so all these fine people can go home. Can this just wait a smidge?
Oh, smidge.
Just a smidge.
Now that's another fun word.
No.
Can't you just picture how that word came about? I just see it. Some old English man taking a walk down an old country lane, admiring at the ever-present clouds of midges, when suddenly he falls. And instead of yelling midge, he yells smidge. It's a trippy sounding word.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
I'm just glad I'm not involved in the conversation.
Lucky you.
What I was trying to express is that Master Todius would tell us to look for the purple. Oh my God.
Florence, sweetheart, I thought we already decided that this reality didn't have any purple cottontails. More's the pity, my blood pressure could use something to pet soothingly.
Not Floey Bun Bun, silly. Floey Bun Bun's busy chewing wires and producing poop popcorn, which you shouldn't eat, by the way. No, what I was trying to say is that water hemlock leaves purple streaks on your hands 20 minutes after touching it.
Ginny? It was you?
Damn right it was! I was looking right into the booth to make sure everyone wrote a name down on a ballot and put it in the urn. I saw her do it. So what? You saw me vote. In case you haven't a dead cat without hitting plant material if you saw me drop any.
I watched the plants fall out of your pocket and watched you smear the last 4 ballots.
Says you. Who's gonna believe you? You're a nobody. All these fine people saw nothing, which makes me innocent.
You sure about that?
Yes.
Even if we both hadn't seen you smear the last 4 ballots, there's a camera in the voting booth pointed right at you. A whole televised audience is gonna see exactly what you did.
Oh yeah, look, right there.
Oh yeah. I kind of forgot all about it. I get so used to them being around, I forgot all about it.
Indeed, I am a poor oracle, but it seems a lengthy sojourn in a woman's prison is in your immediate future.
Are none of you gonna ask the murderous red-headed stepchild why she did it?
Inquiring minds want to know, and I want the exclusive story.
Okay. As if stranding us on PEI wasn't enough motive, Jeff Host was a grade A, #1 turd cookie. I saved my pennies for a year to afford a meet and greet with him, my television idol. I ate nothing but Kraft dinner and ramen noodles, morning, noon, and night. I had imagined this magical moment that Jeff and I would share that was supposed to end with a personalized autographed photograph. And do you know what my picture says?
Please tell us.
To my good buddy, Jimmy.
Good one, Dad!
Do I look like a Jimmy to you?
So, you killed the guy because he screwed up your autograph? Whoa. That's a Hollywood reality show gone wild.
Well, that's that then. We can go now.
Wow. Some crazed fan kills me because I screwed up her autograph at the end of what was probably a really long day of meet and greets. It just seems so petty.
Life is like that. You have a multitude of meaningless and trivial experiences interspersed with a few really significant moments. The trick is to notice those moments as they go by. Now, do you mind a little detour by Masonville before we head upstairs? I'd love to get in a round of DDR.
Enjoyed it. Before we get to winners, I'd like to say a few thank yous. So first of all, I'd like to thank the entire cast of this play. We worked really hard on this, and we had a lot of fun doing it. So thank all of you for being wonderful. But of course, there's lots of people that do work behind the scenes to make such a thing possible. So I'd like to say an extra special thanks to the various people behind the scenes, our tech crew back there on lighting and sound. managers, stage hands, also, of course. And if you liked the dinner tonight, and even if you didn't, you should thank Ruth, who prepared... And I'd like to thank a sponsor who donated...
We'd like to thank our sponsor, the Artisan Bakery, who donated the $20 gift certificate. That was one of our door prizes tonight. They are fantastic, and they keep us fed, and their dill pickle bread.
No, makes excellent good cheese. Thank you.
And I'm not just saying that because it's related to
Right behind you.
They're located at Dundas in Ontario, if you guys want to visit them.
Okay. All right.
Dundas, Ontario.
And did I forget to thank people? No. Okay. All right.
Thank
so
you to Eric for directing this. We love you. You put up with our Thank you.
let's get to the winners.
All right. So first and foremost, we're gonna see who you thought actually won Survivor. So cheer to who you if Waldo won. Woo!
You're only doing that because you're engaged to him.
All right,
Okay, I'll
and
take it.
cheer if you think that Twin Brain number 1 won. Okay, all right. And Jeff, if you could please tell us who the winner of Survivor Killer Instinct is. I will hold little Jeff.
No, that's Steve.
Okay, cool.
All right.
It could be poison.
Lessons learned.
And the winner of Survivor, season 38.5, Killer Instinct is...
Drum roll.
Waldo!
You guys
Awesome. Now,
Steve.
we do have a couple of winners. We have 6 winners of those who guessed that it was Jimmy. And you'll win a little prize here. So we've got Vicky De Silva.
Please raise your hand so our stage hands can find you.
Sharon Cole. Thank you. Robin R.D.
Maybe that's travel very far.
I'm sorry if I butchered it. Sheila Snell. Snell, am I saying that right? Kathy Fisher.
You can't do it, Survivor.
Yes, you can. And Bill Bice. All right, and for the door prizes, the first one being Artisan Bakery, and if you want to share, I like bread. Pito's not for me. All right, we've got number. This is a yellow ticket, by the way, everyone. Yellow ticket 433831. That is 433831. Hey, hold on.
But wait, there's more. Damn it.
Oh,
Like,
Dad.
I was looking for it. All right. And the next door prize is Crown Royal. Again, please share. That is going to be 505235.
Again, that's a yellow ticket. Oh, they're in the back. They're in the back.
There's no more hemlock in it, I promise.
Don't worry, this one's not poison.
Maybe. Depends on how much you drink of it and whether or not it's poisonous. All right. And next is our 50-50. Now this is both pink and red tickets because apparently we're colorblind. And the winner receives $176.50. That's
Like an hour of a tattoo.
And that winner is going to be 954333.
It is a
congratulations to all whom have won. I have a couple more thank yous. First of all, I would like to thank the person who brought us all here together, the person who wrote this play, Kat Paul Oker. And we'd like to dedicate this performance to her, for she has been the light of our lives, the guiding light of this group. Without you, we would not be here, so thank you.
We love you! Love you! You all laughed at all the right places, so you're all fine.
And last but not least, I'd like to thank all of you for coming here tonight. The proceeds from your tickets go to further and enhance the programs we do here at Trinity. We are building here supportive, affirmative community for all persons, no matter who you are or what you are. You are welcome here as a partner and not a project here at Trinity. So thank you so much for everything you've done for us.
Thank you.
So that's it for our show. We do this twice a year, so our next show is coming at the end of March. If you're interested in that, certainly keep in touch. We're available on the Facebook, on the Instagram.
At the Green Room Players.
Yep, like that. And we'd be happy to see you once again. Thank you. Have a great night. Have a safe ride home. Oh, could you please stack your chairs on the way out? Thank you.
Please, it would help us a lot.
Cast photo! Cast and crew photo! Come here, please.
What's that cast and crew?
Cast and crew photo.
Cast and crew, buddy. You're a writer.
You're a part of it. You wrote it.
Squeeze it. Give it a second. I'm in the middle of a photo.
John.
One more down.
Where's Dad?
He's at the door. John! He's at the door. I see him.
He's watching the money. They're screaming for
Oh.
John.
So someone else needs to take it down. Okay. Guys, Christian is taking a photo. Everyone watch Christian.
Steve, smile.
Come on, Steve. You're ruining the picture, man. You blinked in the last one.